If you've been a part of Rock Church for a while now, you may recall that several years ago we launched an All for One campaign. It was a unified capital campaign that brought together folks from all three of our campuses to raise, at that time, a little over $200,000 for several projects. Some of that we used to do some work and renovations at the North Shore Parsonage, which we were preparing to sell, actually, to use the proceeds to help buy our new building. Some of the money was also used to do work in the lower level in Sandown, preparing our fellowship hall, our new nursery, and a kitchen area down there. And of course, a good chunk of that was used for the pavilion in Plaistow. The pavilion, as you know, is to be this outdoor space for ministry, for outdoor worship services and concerts, a place where we can come together from all three campuses as a whole body of Christ. And now that it's done, I'm looking forward to doing more and more outdoor stuff there. It's going to be awesome. And so the pavilion came out of that first campaign. Now, we had a few delays, like COVID, but we did make substantial progress in Sandown. We did, in fact, buy a new building in Amesbury for the North Shore campus, and we finished the pavilion. And honestly, I can't wait to see the kind of work that God is going to do out of that facility. Now, the Sandown lower level is about, I would estimate, 75% complete at this point. The pavilion, of course, is open, and the purchase of the new North Shore building is done, and we've done a lot of the interior work. And so we got that building at a very reasonable price for what it was, knowing that it was going to need some work. It was going to need interior work, and it was going to need some exterior work. Now, 6 years after this campaign, this All for One campaign was originally launched, we are at a place where we're ready to initiate Phase 2. Phase 2 of this campaign will focus primarily on Sandown and North Shore. We did this big project in Plaistow, and so now we want to all work together to, 1, finish up the Sandown lower level, and 2, do some very significant and important work on the exterior of the North Shore building. Now, for our Sandown campus, I've invited Pastor Beth to take you on a little tour and share with you a little bit of how the progress has gone and what is yet to be done.
Hey everyone, this is Pastor Beth, and I'm in Sandown in our unfinished fellowship hall. And I just wanted to give you a look around to let you see the work that has been done and a few things that we have left to finish. This is going to be the food prep area where we will be able to have fellowship after church, coffee hour, things like that. As you can see, it's bare bones right now, but soon to be finished. Back here we have our 2 full bathrooms that are ready to be done. That's going to include showers in both of these bathrooms. Sandown runs out of power a lot, and we thought that this would be a need that we could actually supply to our community for those times where people might be lost without power and need to come and shower, but that's a little bit in the future. So in here is our 3,000-foot space, which we would use for larger events. We could do dinners, we could do women's events, small wedding receptions. It would be awesome to be able to have day camp in this space. What we're really looking forward to is being able to have Mastering Motherhood in this space. Mastering Motherhood is a ministry that has grown every season that we've been able to hold it, and right now we are setting up and breaking down each week tables and chairs upstairs in our worship space. So if we could have Mastering Motherhood down here, that would be awesome. We also have plans to take our nursery, which is in our next gen building, and we hope to move it here in this building, which is right downstairs from where we worship. A lot of work has already been done. We have some awesome volunteers, which has saved the church a tremendous amount of money, but we still have a little bit of work left to do. Interior doors, window and door trim, baseboard trim, cabinet installation, wall and ceiling trim. We want to finish the flooring, of course. Some of it will be tile, some of it will be carpeting. We are waiting on a fire suppression system to be inspected and passed, and then tables and chairs and the few appliances left. So we are 3/4 of the way through. We are so close to being done. We want to thank you all for your support. We want to thank you all for your prayers, and we look forward to having this space completed and inviting you all over here to help us dedicate it so that we can do further ministry in this space. Thank you so much.
Wow, is that exciting or what? I cannot wait to see that lower level completed. I just know we're going to be able to use that in so many awesome ways in ministry. In North Shore, while we have done a lot of the interior work, one of the big things that we have not gotten to yet, but are about to, is the exterior improvements, particularly around the siding and the trim that have been in pretty rough shape since well before we bought the building. And so I've invited Pastor Paul to take you on a little tour and show you some of what we hope to do at the North Shore building.
Rock Church North Shore, over in Amesbury, has been really blessed to acquire a wonderful building a few years ago, right before COVID, or right as COVID hit. During that time, we were able to put in countless hours of work into making the inside of the building usable and very nice to look at, very aesthetically pleasing, and more than anything, functional. As you can see, it's really a great facility inside. The outside of the building is in need of not only updating, I mean it works, it's functional, but as you'll see as we progress through the film, the video, it needs significant maintenance, really to keep the building going, otherwise it's going to deteriorate further and more quickly. The entire building really needs siding and fascia work, again for maintenance reasons, so it doesn't deteriorate further.
As you can see, that exterior work really needs to be done in order to preserve the building, keep it in good shape, but also just to make it an inviting, attractive, beautiful space that helps guests to come and just feel like this is a welcoming environment and a place that we care about and take good care of. So here's the plan. We are launching phase 2 of this All for One capital campaign. And the goal is to raise the money necessary to do the work in Sandown and North Shore. Our goal is to raise $100,000 in 1 year. This is a little less than half of what we raised in the original campaign 6 years ago. And so I am confident that if each one of us, if each and every family from Rock Church does what we can, with God's help, we can reach that goal. Now, what would it take to reach a goal like that for our congregation? Well, think about it for a minute. If a family or an individual was able to give $20 a week for 1 year, that would raise just a little over $1,000. And so 100 gifts, 100 pledges of that size would allow us to reach our goal. 100 pledges, each worth $1,000. Now, of course, some may not be able to do as much, and some may be able to do much more. Some of you may also be in a position to make your donation as a one-time upfront gift. And so even though the giving phase of this campaign officially begins on January 1, we're going to run the donation period from January 1 to December 31st of 2024. But if Perhaps you want to give your gift up front as a single one-time gift, and you would like that to be applied to your 2023 taxes. Then as long as you give that gift prior to New Year's Eve, we can credit it to this past year. So whatever is best for you and for your family. You only know. Some of you may want to do an upfront gift. Some of you may want to do a weekly gift spread out over 2024. Some of you may be able to do some of each. Maybe do a certain amount upfront and then some as an additional weekly gift. Now, I know that ministry is not about buildings, but it is in our facilities that we gather to worship, that people are growing in faith, that children are being taught, youth are being guided, people of all ages are professing Christ, are being healed, are growing as disciples, and much more. So even though it seems like brick and mortar, it's really an important tool. Our buildings are an important resource that help us to do the work that God has called us to. Julie and I have already made our pledge, and I want to invite you to make yours. There is a very simple online form. It's right on our church webpage. You'll see the link below. And I would just invite you to take a few moments, as soon as you've had time, to prayerfully consider what God is calling you and your family to do. Would you join me in praying for this campaign? Lord, I know that buildings are just facilities. They're just wood and siding and glass windows and building materials. But they're also the place we gather. They're the place that brings the body of Christ, the family of God, together. And so, Lord, our facilities are a gift. And they are something that we want to steward well, we want to care for. And so, Lord, I pray that you put it on our hearts to make a special gift to help us do this important work, particularly in this phase in our Sandown and North Shore buildings. And so, Lord, we all, from all three campuses, want to come together as one church family to accomplish this great goal and to complete this important work. And I pray even now that you would bless that work and that you would help us to get off to a great start. And I thank you for every person who's going to prayerfully consider this and whatever it is you'll lay in their heart, Lord. I pray that you would give them the resources to fulfill that goal. And I pray that you give them joy in knowing that they are a part of such an important piece of our work here at Rock Church. I pray all this in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Folks, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. And I would invite you to go on out as soon as you're ready and take a minute and fill out that pledge form and help us get this off to a great start. Have a great day and God bless.